Welcome to my tutorial 6a. It's titled More Mistakes and Errors with Flash. It's a follow-up to tutorial 6. When we left tutorial number 6, the green square was supposed to move across the stage when the red ball met the blue ball. So we're going to find out why it did not happen. We know the hit instruction is working. When it's hitting like this, it's telling it go to frame 2, go to frame 2, and frame 2 is just sitting there. When we take it off, it finishes. Hit, go, hit, go, hit, go. We're going to solve this problem by putting another frame on scene 1. So what we're going to do is put another layer here first and call it layer stop. I'm going to call it layer stop. We're going to put on the red ball layer, click that frame 2, right click it, and insert keyframe. So that makes it the same. Leave the blue one blank because I want that to disappear. Right click here and under the square and put a keyframe. Right click here and put a keyframe. Right click here and put a keyframe, and in here go back to frame 1 right there, and we're going to put a stop in here. So if you see this little button, if you haven't got it open, this gives us the stop, and go to frame 2, open our actions panel, stop. Now what's going to happen is it's going to be on this frame, it's going to work like it did, but when the red hits the blue, we're going to tell it to jump to frame 2 where there'll be no more blue, and let's see what happens. So let's go back on our actions here and just put in here go to and stop. There it is, go to and stop, frame 2. So let's see how this works. Testing my movie, boom. Perfect. It's on frame 2 now. Let's do it again. It's on frame 1. Boom, they hit. Frame 2, run frame 2 where there's no blue ball. It went by. Now let's say we want to do that one more time. So let's make something called a button, and let's have a replay button. Go back to scene 1, and let's make a little button. Lock that, and on the very top here above our stop, let's put play, meaning to play again, AG, play again, AG, I'm just calling it. And in here we're going to make a button, and I'm going to make that button some kind of a purplish color, and I'm going to make it an oval. Put it down here out of the way, making it an oval. There it is. Going to modify it, convert it to a symbol. This time it's going to be a button, PLAY underscore BTN, and we best name it right off the bat here. Call it PLAY underscore BTN. It's a button, and this time we're going to put the code on the button instead of putting our action script in the timeline. We're going to put it on the button. So make sure, let's unselect it. Make sure that, see, nothing down here, make sure the button is selected. So the button is selected. Open the actions panel, and we want to go back to frame 1. So I'm going to use action script assist. It knows that I got a button selected, so we're going to go to a global function, go to and play on release. That's so when we click the button, go to and play, and we're going to go to frame 1. So when we press this button, it's going to go back to, it's go to and stop. So change that, go to and stop. See up here? Go to and stop. Now we can get out of the action script. So now when we press that button, we'll start all over again. Let's try this. Test our movie. There's my play again button. Ain't going to do nothing because I'm on frame 1. Bang, here it comes. I want to play again. Now it's going across the screen like that because as soon as I'm playing again, my blue ball is under here. So let's move this out of the way. Bang. But if I put it right here and start it again, you can see that blue flashing. So let's move this. We're now going to look at a couple of tools to assist in the process of finding these mistakes, and we'll open the action scripts panel. There it is here. And this is really good if you have a lot of action script written. So what I'm going to do is put some spaces and put some tabs and sort of break it up. And let's say over the times of making your script, you end up with something that looks like this. It's hard to read. So there's something called auto format right here. If I click this, it puts everything back in place. So that's handy. Another function of this auto format is, let's say that I leave something out. I made a mistake in my codes, and I'm going to leave this curly bracket right here. I'm going to leave that out by mistake. I'll go check auto format to format it, and it says there's an error. Okay, of course there's an error. We just put it there. If we fix the error, that's going to go away. But let's say this was a very long program, very, very long. Finding that one curly bracket missing could be an ordeal. So run your movie, Control, Test Movie, and the output panel tells you on scene 1, on the layer called action script. So let's move this out of the way. That's my actions panel, and I know I'm on that layer for my action script. It said frame 1, line 1, statement must be terminated. So this whole statement here must be terminated, okay, by a closed curly bracket. They're not all this simple, but that's telling me so. It says I have 2 errors, but let's fix that first. Close this off. Close this off. There's the line 1. So of all this, this here has to be ended with a curly bracket. So let's put a curly bracket closed here. And now let's run it. And all the errors have cleared up. So that's 2 things. We have that output panel that told us the fault, and the auto format which told us there was a fault. Another handy thing for writing programs is to use the double slashes, the // It's the lowercase of the question mark. So let's say we wanted to explain what this on enter frame function was all about. I could write here, this is to allow the program to run over and over. That's what it's doing for us. To run over Now and's a special word, so that's why it came up in blue. Now if I try to run this and auto format it, it's telling me there's a problem because that's trying to make code out of this, which isn't code. So that's those double slash. So right here, the front of this, the lowercase of the question mark, slash slash. Now this will not be included, and if I try to auto format it, it would auto format it and recognize this as not being code. If you wanted a whole section, okay, this only works, this slash slash only works for one line. If you wanted to take out a whole section, like let's take out this whole hit section here, you start with the slash, you go to the asterisk, which is the uppercase of the 8. That starts it, and down here I want to eliminate all this test. So after this curly bracket, I put the asterisk, which is the uppercase of the 8, and the slash, and now this will not be recognized as code. So when I run it, I don't have that hit instruction anymore. Alright, so let's take them off because we definitely want that, and undo them. On your actions panel, right click, undo. Right click, undo. So that's got that back. So I don't want this here to be coming up all the time when I'm testing anymore. So I can erase it, or I can put slash slash. Okay. Now let's go to one more thing I want to show you before we finish. If I look at, go into the square green. Let's go into that one there, the square green one, where we have this action code here on frame 1 that says stop. I didn't type that in. I opened this little section here and just pressed on here. But let's say we typed it in and we typed it in wrong. Let's say we forgot those curly brackets, those two open and close brackets. I just want to show you that the auto format does not find everything that you consider an error. It doesn't find it. Nor if I'm going to run the program, and the program doesn't recognize, and it let that go across the stage. It's not stopping. So some things cannot be picked up by these two tools. I want to put that back the way it was. Right click, undo, and I'm back to where I was. I'm going to prove that everything works again. Bang, that works. Play it again. It works. I hope you've learned something from this tutorial, and good luck using it